All right, you guys, I have to say this. If you have free time to spare, please, please, please go on ahead and watch this movie. Please go on ahead and watch The Mitchells versus the Machines. And this is on the same level as Into the Spider-Verse. There's so much with this movie that I love. And I really do hope that you guys go on ahead and check it out. But anyways, guys, what is going on? AnimaTD or Animated. And guys, welcome back to yet another exciting video here on the channel for you all today. And yes, you guys, I finally get to go on ahead and talk about this amazing movie. A movie that made me laugh and just keep my eyes glued to the screen the whole time with the humor, the writing, the animation, everything about it. And that is going to be The Mitchells versus the Machines. Now, before we get started with my thoughts about the movie, I do want to go on ahead and say that there is going to be lots of spoilers in this. So if you want to go on ahead and watch the movie first and come back to this, I do not blame you. I will say to my heart's content that I honestly love this movie. Like, I'm trying to find the best words to describe this movie, and it's a journey. And the weird thing about this film is that it over the course of when it was announced, I think in like 2018, this movie was said to be starting production. It was been on a weird journey because it was going to be in theaters, but due to the pandemic, it wasn't going to be in theaters. And then theaters started to open up and only select theaters were showing it. And then on Netflix, which today they actually put the movie on there for people to watch on their streaming service. And the movie's gone through weird name changes. I guess the title of the movie's just changed over time to where they finally settled on The Mitchells versus the Machines. This movie is a journey. This movie is so important, I think, to animation studios and other studios as well, and it's so good. It's so good. Not to mention the voice cast in this movie. It's not bad. It's actually not bad. They have Abby Jacobson as Katie Mitchell. They have Danny McBride as Rick Mitchell, who is her father. Maya Rudolph as Linda Mitchell, who's her mom. They have Eric Andre as Mark Bowman, the guy in the movie who basically just created the whole PAL Labs and everything about it. Eric Andre's in this movie. They literally have John Legend in this as well, and Blake Griffin. Just so many people in this movie. I honestly am not mad about this voice cast. Like, there's some people in there that I have no idea about, but I've seen them in other movies, and it's great. I approve. Fun fact: apparently, two people, which I'm trying to read on here. I can't read it right now, but apparently two people in here have actually produced movies that we already know, and that one of them is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movies. And you just see the love. You see the love that's put into this movie, and it's great. But enough about me rambling on about how good this movie is. I'm gonna break down some of the key points, and then I'll tell you guys why you need to watch it, in a sense. So sit back, relax, grab a bowl of popcorn, and let's jump right on into the video. Okay, so the main character of the movie is Katie Mitchell, who is a quirky, aspiring filmmaker who often clashes with her nature-obsessed father, Rick, and has recently been accepted into college. And the one thing I like about Katie is that she loves films. She loves making movies, and from a young age, she loved making movies. And while she didn't seem to fit in with the real world, she drove her passion into something that she makes her own life. In fact, even by doing this, she's met amazing people online, and they just became great friends, even though that they also themselves somewhat didn't really fit in with the real world. She finds a love interest, which is great because they talk about it and they're so open about this whole fact, that the fact that she's part of the LGBTQ community. I may have mispronounced that. Don't get me, don't hurt me in the comments if I mispronounce that. But it's so great that a main character like this is just given a lot of thought, a lot of like process into what can be so relatable to some people. And I do want to talk about this part in the movie because it's talked about, but it's not fully officially like out there in a sense. And people are just mad about this because the fact of the matter is that she is part of the whole LGBTQ community, and people are just upset about that, and it doesn't make sense. And more movies, and this is my personal opinion, even though there are movies that have characters who are part of this important community, they don't really make them a main character. And I could be wrong. There might be more movies besides this that are main characters who are a part of that community, but it's so important for movies to go on ahead and do this because the community in itself is so important. It means so much to where I don't fully understand a lot about it, but that's the beautiful thing, because now the fact that this community has been part of so many important things in the past couple years, and it's great because it shows who you are and what you believe in, and just everything else. It's such a great thing, and I really do hope that whoever is out there part of this community, that you fully appreciate this movie too. It's great. It's fantastic. I love it. So the evening before Katie leaves, her dad basically breaks her laptop, disappointing her as they drift apart, because her father and her don't really get along, in a sense, because her dad's more worried about, like, if she wants to pursue this, does she have a backup plan, in a sense. And that's what most parents are nowadays. Like, granted, even if I all of a sudden blow up on YouTube, I always want to make sure to have a backup plan, or at least in case my parents and themselves want to make sure I have some sort of a backup plan. It's always natural for a parent to be worried about their kid, and parents clash with their kids all the time, and it's part of that manual. I don't know what the better way to describe that, but it's part of that whole structure. So in order for them to get a little closer, her dad basically cancels her plane ticket to California to go to her school, and decides, we're just gonna take a road trip. Let's just take a road trip to bond further into this, because he feels bad about the whole situation. And listen, while I would like to spend time with my family, I would be devastated if they canceled a plane ticket on me. That is something you just don't do. You can't just do that, because first of all, I'm the one who spent the money, and you're gonna cancel this? You're gonna make me do this? Like, no, I'm good. But anyways, one of the most important companies in this movie is very similar to what Apple is to us. Like, they are called PAL, and the main villain is actually a program. It's basically like if Siri had its own intelligence and then decided, I own Apple, I am Apple, and just makes all the robots that Mark Bowman, in the movie, he makes her or that app obsolete, to where he creates these walking phones, or in a sense robots, to where they basically do anything a phone does, but they have a physical body to go on ahead and do so. And so when PAL basically gets declared obsolete, she basically goes on ahead and alters the whole program of all the robots, and just makes them evil and just take over Earth, in a sense. As time goes on, you only can think about, we're the dominant species on the planet. What's next? And it might just well be technology. And that's so great about this movie, because it captures it perfectly, in my personal opinion. So along the way, when they stop by at this dinosaur themed cafe for Aaron, they go on ahead and have to barricade themselves inside, because that's when PAL sends all the robots to capture all the humans for her diabolical plan to basically send the humans into Earth and just let them basically die out there in these tubes, in these pods, whatever you want to call it, and the robots will take over the Earth, in a sense. But of course, throughout the movie, they make their way into this memorable road trip into basically trying to survive the apocalypse of Earth, where the robots take over. And a lot of the film just has heart, and of course, there's the whole factor again with the whole daughter trying to relate to the dad, which we later see why the dad's the way he is with the daughter, because he doesn't want her to fail, because he basically, in a sense, was into, I don't want to say art, but he basically built a cabin in the woods and made it perfect and beautiful. And of course, when she was born, they had to sell the cabin to move on into the city part of life, and he just wanted to stay out in the woods. So it just brings their bond a lot closer and a lot more heartfelt to the movie. But in the end, as all movies go, they basically take down PAL, where she just gets flung into a glass of water, which, I mean, that happens with any phone. It just stops working, shuts down entirely, to where they don't have to use the kill code to basically kill all the robots, in a sense, because since the robots are under her basic control, it's just, you know, I don't have to say it. They just didn't need to use the kill code at all. But all in all, this movie's great. It's a great family movie, and I really do hope that you guys go on ahead and watch this, because this movie is just, it means a lot. Like, it talks about abandonment, it talks about struggles, it talks about a lot of things that is just relatable to the real world. The movie itself is great. The voice casting, like I said, is amazing. The animation is just perfect when it comes to Sony, and I'm so happy that they took the extra time to work on this movie instead of rushing it like most movies have been. The animation is just flawless, and it's great. I love it. It's awesome. All in all, the film, in my personal opinion, 11 out of 10, maybe even 20 out of 10, maybe even 100 out of 10. I could go on and on about talking about this movie, but I really do think that you guys need to go on ahead and watch the movie for yourself, in order to give yourself a better meaning and understanding to it. I was trying to find a word for that, but like, it's a great movie. It's something that you need to go on ahead and watch for yourself. You can sit here and watch me talk about it all day, but all in all, 11 out of 10. fantastic movie. But I do want to thank you guys for checking out this video. This video really is awesome in a sense because I really just like talking about movies, and I like talking about just how like these movies are great for you guys to watch and stuff. And I really do hope that you guys go on ahead and watch this movie because it's great. I love it. I think you guys will like it, but that is for you to figure out for yourself. Anyways, you guys, if you did enjoy, do not forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Again, your support is greatly appreciated with everything that we do here on the channel and everything else. We just hit 150 subscribers, man, and I cannot wait to hopefully hit 1,000 subs one day. But until then, 200 is our next goal, and I really do hope that you guys go on ahead and make that happen. Anyways, guys, with that being said and done, my name is AnimaTD, and I hope that you guys go on ahead and tune in here next time.